Hey bookwormies, welcome back. So, today we are doing another podcast. Guys, if you haven't seen my other video on how I annotate, I recommend going there first. But yeah, so guys, some might say that annotating is a waste, and some might say that it's better for you. And it depends, honestly. So here and right now, I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on it. My thoughts on annotating. Okay guys, ready? Let's get serious. Okay, let's start with the cons, because you need to first know the stuff what happens when you sign up to start annotating. And it's not always fun. So first of all, some people might find it annoying, and I honestly understand you. Because it takes a lot of brain power and time just to annotate, because you need to think of every sentence that they talk about, every single little detail on the corner of the book even could be important, and you want to annotate that. So obviously you need to be very focused in what you're reading. As well, you need money for it, little girl. You need the supplies, you need tabbing marks, you need a pen, you need stuff, and sometimes you might need to buy it, and buying equals money equals you're broke. You don't want to waste your money on it. So unless if you're very committed to it, please don't buy fancy materials too. Anyways, third one, you don't want to write in your books. And I totally understand you guys. I myself have trouble, and every time before I start, I'm like, should I write inside my beautiful book just to annotate? No, I don't want to. And I fully understand you guys if you don't want to either. And it took me a really long time just to power through to annotate one book. And another thing is, you can't really lend it to someone, can you? Like, you can, but would you want your thoughts of what you thought of the book that somebody can see it? Like, let's say your friend says, oh, I heard you read Shatter Me and you really loved it. Could you lend me the book? And you annotated Shatter Me. I did. So, would you want to lend a person a book that you annotated that has your personal inner thoughts in there? Some of them might be cringy, some of them might be weird, but they're your thoughts. Would you want to lend that really to somebody? Or what if you want to sell it because the book you annotated is actually not that good, or it's very, very damaged, but some people might want it for just the pages, for aesthetic look? Can you really sell that? First of all, it could be the most random person. Lending it to someone is still like an okay-ish, no? Because you know that person. But you're selling it to a random person. It could be someone that lives in Australia by the name of Shelley. This is just an example. If there is actually somebody in the world in Australia named Shelley, don't take this personal. I'm just saying a name because it's just random. But would you really want to sell that to this Shelley in Australia, not knowing anything about her? And she has your inner thoughts on the pages, and maybe she doesn't want it, so how can you really sell it? It's very crazy, okay? And next is that these pens, tabs or something, let's say you took it out, but it could damage your book. There are some tabs that have very, very sticky. These ones do not, but some of them do. And then you take it out, and then it rips the page of it. And I hate when I have damaged a book. And if I damage it myself, not that somebody else, that when it comes damaged. No, I damage it myself. I'd die. I'd legitimately die, because who wants a damaged book? Who likes ripped pages? Not me. So that's pretty much a big thing for me. But you guys might feel differently, and I totally understand that. And the last con is, you might not really like let's say you want to reread the book. Let's say I take Shatter Me book 20 years later, I'm thinking, why not I read it? And then there's my annotations of a 13-year-old self talking about love is in the air or whatever. I'm sorry, but you might find it really cringy and really weird. What you want when you're later in the universe, you look at the book, you read it, and you have all these inner thoughts of your 13-year-old self. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure you think it's cringe. Would you want to keep that? Would you want to keep that cringiness inside a book? Not sure about that. That's a pretty big thing. Okay, now that we sucked out all the life out of all of you guys and your motivation to annotate, let's bring back some motivation. Come to us, motivation. Okay, so moving on to the pros. So, you here might find it relaxing, and I sometimes find it relaxing just taking your time, not rushing anything, just thinking, oh yeah, that. You might find it relaxing. Putting all your crammed thoughts and processes of the book in a page, actually letting it go, letting it flow. That feels nice, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I know you guys like it. As well, you're more focused on the book that you're reading because you need to actually read it, like really understand it. So you're more focused and you understand more and remember more, which in a way is really, really good because let's say somebody asks, oh yeah, I'm thinking to read Shatter Me book. What is it exactly about? You'd probably not remember much. At least I don't remember much after I finish a book. I might remember some specific scenes or maybe a book that I really, really loved and reread 20 times, which is only like one series specifically, guys, I'll tell you. But you might not remember it. But when you're annotating, you really take careful notes of what's going on, what you're reading, and it's really nice in a way. So yeah. Third one, it might be fun to look back on and see your thoughts. This is kind of like the opposite of what I said in one of the cons. But honestly, it depends honestly on who it is. Some people might find it cringy looking back at their 13-year-old self writing love is in the air inside a book. But sometimes it'd be funny, like, oh my god, I actually wrote that. Oh, I really thought so? I thought she'd end up with him? Oh my god, I could have never guessed. Like, honestly, it gives a bit of fun to see how your brain as a 13-year-old self thought. And sometimes it'd be really, really fun. But honestly, this is something controversial and it depends on the person and what they think themselves. So, you guys might think it's cringy or you guys might think it's honestly amazing, but each of you guys to your own thoughts. But I personally have controversial thoughts. In one side of my head, I'm like, yeah, it's cringy, no thank you. And the other side, I'm like, but it's fun to look back on. So it depends, honestly, guys. You take what you guys want. I'm not gonna judge you for it, I promise. Also, as I said, it helps you remember things, recall things that you have read, which is really, really nice, and it's just amazing. Another thing is being able to have a deeper understanding of the book. Not just like, okay, so in this story, let's take the Cinderella fairy tale. Oh, so her stepmother and stepsisters go to the ball, and she can't, and then somehow the fairy godmother comes, and she swoops her in, and she goes to the ball and then loses her like one of her glass slippers. The prince finds her finally and happily ever after. That's what mostly everybody sees, no? Hey, so quick voiceover on me. This might not be true for everybody, but I'm sure that some people might just see that. But if you read it or watch it in a very, very thoughtful way and you really look in deep into what's in the pages, really look at each and every word, you might find a deeper understanding. Like, oh my god, her stepsister and her stepmother are just horrible. They don't understand the real thing. And also it explains saying, it tells us that if you really have a true love and you actually love that person, then you can find them again in life. And that's also something that teaches you. So when annotating, you can sometimes get a very deeper understanding than what you may without it. You're like scraping the surface when you're just reading, sometimes it could be. But sometimes when you're annotating, you go deeper, deep into the earth, not scraping the surface, deep into the earth, and really taking everything that the book has and everything it can give you. And the last thing, which is honestly just so obvious, well, in a way you say, but it depends, always it depends, guys, on the person. All of this is dependent, but this is just to give you guys an idea. But the last pro that could always be switched into a con is some people might find it fun to do. I am not kidding, guys, with this. Some people just might like to do it. You know, I sometimes want to maybe annotate. Sometimes it's something that is just for that. It's honestly very, very crazy. So, but also it could be in the con way of saying, oh no, it's not fun, it's just boring me. But yeah. Also, one last pro is it can help you later in school. And I'm not kidding with this. Sometimes annotating is important, and in school they might ask you to annotate a book, and then you're gonna have an exam, so you need to annotate. Yeah, you need to annotate. That's where the skill comes. So yeah. So now that we have finished, I've told you guys everything about the fun, the good, the bad of annotating. You guys now have to think. Do you think you'd find it cringe to look back on it? Do you think it could damage your book? Do you think you'd find it fun? Is it relaxing for you? Do you think it's actually needed for you? Do you actually want to do it? But guys, remember, the first step in annotating is not making it beautiful. It's not making it useful. It's not making it rush through, but it's having fun. No matter what, all you ever need to do, and I'll tell you guys this forever and ever and ever and ever, and remember this, please. Have fun with it. If you guys have fun with it, do it. If you don't do it. You choose. Thank you, guys. Comment down below too if you like to annotate, guys, because I would love to know if you guys like to and why, and if you guys have any ideas on how to annotate good, and if you guys have seen my other video, please tell me if I'm doing something weird. Also, guys, something right or wrong way of annotating. Have fun with it and just take your time, don't rush it through. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!